Okay, we're going to review our most recent war. We're going to go over the 3-star attack hits that we had on the same town hall level. So you can see we actually ended up losing by 1 star. We did have them on percent, which was a pretty darn good effort, really. Just needed a little bit of help to get that last star, but unfortunately couldn't pull it off. But overall, it was a pretty good effort by most people. So we did have a couple of 3 stars down low on Town Hall 8s, but they were super rush Town Hall 8s. So we won't review those hits. We're going to hop into MMR's hit on 14. That's probably his toughest hit. And this is a pretty common internet base. So he sends in the loon here and draws the baby drag out. You'll notice he has no poison in the CC. So he ends up having to use his queen's ability to kill that baby drag. If he had brought a poison, he might not have had to use the queen's ability. Doesn't, in essence, matter. We know that he 3-starred the space. And then basically just a straight line Lalo deployment here. It's going to rage the heck out of stuff. Hounds doing what they do, tanking. He's got 3 spells left, and at this point I'm surprised that he hadn't started to deploy them. And you'll see the last Wiz Tower gets it to be pretty close. So those loons going towards that Wiz Tower up north there, I would have had a haste down. You want to get those loons into the Wiz Tower as soon as possible, and you see that the Wiz Tower is picking these things off. I mean, he dealt with one group, that single one, and then he's got this huge group. And he gets some, doesn't get them, but they start to get really low. So, I mean, again, he had 2 hastes left. There was no reason he didn't use it there. Would have had more loons up. And this attack actually ends up being very close. I mean, no loons left. All he's got left is pups, a few pups, Barbarian King, a couple of wizards, and an arch. So we'll quad time it here because we know it ends in a 3-star, but you know, he's got the swag haste, but could have been even more dominant had he used the other spells late in the attack. But at any rate, got the 3-star. Nice job to MR. Okay, the next attack we'll look at is Gimmies on 12. This is a witch slap attack. Fairly straightforward base. Just going to trim the sides at 3 and 6. We're going to send the troops into the middle and then watch them get it done. For me, witch slap is always somewhat deceiving because there's not as many troops on the field as far as, like, you know, witches or bowlers or whatever. You have a ton of skeletons, which is what's doing the work. But it's just oftentimes when I look at the screen, I just feel like there isn't much left, and the base isn't going to get 3-starred, and all of a sudden it does. So you can see that we've got the funnel set up pretty good. Bowlers are going where they're supposed to go. Wall's open. Poison's down. Queen's going to be there to help take down the CC and the loons. Jump is down, so everybody will start moving into the core box there. Enemy archer queen goes down. And we'll end up dropping a heel. Keep those bowlers charged up a bit. And they do exactly that. Barbarian King uses his ability there. Takes down the Arch Tower, Tesla, X-Bow, and then tanks for us. While the Witch and the Queen are working on these point defenses. At this point, we have 4 defenses left on the whole base. We've got 3 or 4 witches left. We've got our archer queen who's at full health at this point. And we have, I believe, a single healer. It looks like a single healer. Anything that's of importance is reachable by the walls. So the queen is taking some heat, but she still has the ability. So she'll pop the ability here. Archer tower's down, cannon's down, and the final cannon's down. And at this point, it's a good game. So speed up the last few seconds. And that is that. Okay, no Town Hall 10 clips to show today. I will go ahead and look at my hit on 3, Town Hall 11 V11. My standard bow witch attack on ring base. So I start off with the baby drag at 3. Archer queen comes down and I start the queen walk. The plan was to walk towards 6, but the queen had other ideas. And that's something that's important to talk about is, you can have your plan, but you need to think about what are the backups? What happens if she doesn't go the right way? If there's a chance that she can go the wrong way, you need to be able to plan for it. So as she starts walking towards noon, we make it happen. Get the wall break in. You notice the witches come down at noon then, and they start doing the funnel up there. So we've now, with that camp going down, we've now got a decent funnel. Everybody decides to go inside now. Got the jump down on the single fern. I'm going to rage the bowlers and all the troops in there. Works out well. CC's been pulled, the poisons are down. Use the Grand Warden's ability there to keep everybody moving and invincible for a short bit. Now I've got bowlers in the core, and that gets pretty nasty. So they do take down the Expo, CC, Town Hall. Giant bomb bites several of them there. Enemy queen goes down. Archer queen takes down the single set fern on the other side, which was beneficial. She's still got some healers on her, so she's working her way. You can see I've got witches and bowlers and the Grand Warden who's staying in his little closet there, I guess. And they're all going to converge down at like 7:30, 8 o'clock on the map for the 3 stars, so we'll just kind of speed this up. Good hit there. Okay, and then the final attack we're going to look at is Swanee's hit on number 2. And of course, typical Swanee, he forgets to use one of his spells. So, always fun. But Swanee's also using a bowler witch attack. He decides to go quad quake, and that was a great quake. Pretty much opens up, more than half the base to get destroyed. Swanee likes to start his funnels out with bowlers and healers. And once he gets his funnel set, wall breaks in. And then sends in the troops. Freeze on this single set fern there. CC's out, poison's down. But of course, you've got witches and an archer queen in there. Nice ability at that point to minimize drop damage from the loons. You've got a army of bowlers walking along the 12-3 side that are taking out those point defenses, doing a nice job on that. But that back single set fern definitely gave a little bit of issue here. It took out all of those bowlers that were sitting there at the wall. That was a bit unfortunate. And now at this point, that single set fern continues to pick on things. Have a bunch of witches, skellies, the barbarian king and barbarians there, and so that's what the single set's working on right now. Meanwhile, the queen's making her way from 6 to 9. And you can see that that rage that's just sitting there. And it's not because he's saving it, it's because he forgot to scroll. Everybody's just converging on that single point. So he's got a few archers that are out front. He does luckily have a witch with some skellies out there that are going to be doing the tanking for the queen while she takes out that single set. And that's that. That's a good game. So good hit. Swagged his rage unintentionally. Good job. So that's it for the replays, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.